Everybody likes a good brainstorming session, right? Brainstorming can certainly be an effective tool for broadening our thinking. But there are better and worse ways to do this if generating lots of new and diverse ideas is really our goal. Here's a typical setup. You call the team together, get the whiteboard markers ready, and open up the floor to ideas. People offer their suggestions, someone writes them down, you bounce things back and forth, edit and revise what you have, and eventually you settle on some list of ideas or a course of action or whatever your goal is. Pretty common experience, right? Seems like it would be a good method of generating more and better ideas than just one person working alone. But in fact, this is not a good way to do it. This might be a good method of building consensus around a plan, but it's not a good way of generating genuinely new and different ideas or looking at a problem from a new point of view, which is what you need for effective debiasing. Remember, the debiasing strategies that we've been looking at are supposed to widen our thinking, which is otherwise disposed to be too narrow. This kind of group consensus building is vulnerable to all the forms of social biasing that we've seen: group thinking, anchoring to the first ideas expressed, social pressure to conform, and so on. If our goal is really to widen the range of options and ideas that are on the table, we need a different way to brainstorm. Here's a much better way to do it. You give everyone a chance to write down their own list of new ideas or proposals individually without talking with others or knowing what anyone else is writing. So everyone generates a list of 10 ideas, say, independent of one another. Having each person work independently is important because this is key to minimizing the conformity effects of social biasing in groups. Now, it also matters how you bring these ideas together. It may not be a good idea to have everyone read out their own list of ideas in order, which is another common practice. Why? Because once again, you've got an opportunity for group biasing to influence what people say and how people respond. You also might not want it known whose list belongs to whom. If you anonymize the lists, this can screen off potentially prejudicial judgments. One way to do this then is to post each person's list around the room with no names attached. Everyone gets a chance to peruse the lists on their own, and the group comes together to have an open discussion about each one in turn. So with this approach, you end up with a larger number of ideas and a more diverse set of ideas than in the traditional brainstorming approach. I want to reiterate that this method is explicitly designed to generate a wider range of new ideas, new points of view, new objections. It's not a consensus building exercise. If your goal is consensus, there are other methods of group work that are more suitable. The video you just watched is part of a larger course on cognitive biases and critical thinking. You can find it on Udemy. Just click the link on the screen or in the video description to get a 50% discount on the sign up. Or you can find it and many other video courses over at the Critical Thinker Academy, where you can sign up for as low as $3 a month and get access to almost 20 hours of video training on a variety of topics related to logic, argumentation, and critical thinking.